Hi, I'm Bee,
And I'm Rosie.
and we're two crazy sisters.
This is going to be a fun ride, so sit back and relax as we talk about today's topic.
Phobias. So, first of all, wait, are we doing fun fact of the day first?
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead. I want to know. So this is a new thing that we're going to be doing. We're going to be doing fun fact of the day. And I have no idea what this fun fact is, but Rosie's just found one on the internet. So, okay, tell me.
I don't know if it's fun, but I thought it was interesting. Montana has 3 times as many cows as it does people.
Huh. I feel like that makes sense. I feel like
Do you want one more? Or are we
Sure.
good? Okay. There are reportedly no mosquitoes in Iceland.
I want to go.
I don't know
there.
how that's I don't know how that's possible. I don't even know if that's
isn't
true.
Iceland really hot?
No, it's Iceland.
No, Iceland is hot. Greenland is cold.
It's not hot. It just is more green
Oh,
than
greener.
Greenland.
Okay.
It's still cold. Anywho, today we'll be talking about phobias.
And right off the bat, I wanted to read from this article the difference between fear and phobia, because I feel like people kind of associate them with each other. I mean, I feel like I do have a phobia. I'm just going to read it though, so you can hear. And this is from, I feel like I have to cite my source, WebMD. Phobias are cued when a person approaches a particular situation or object, or even anticipates the approach of it, and they understand the fear they will experience as a result of that situation will be unreasonable and excessive. Now, I would totally say that I have a fear of spiders, but after reading this, I feel like I also have a phobia. A minor phobia.
Yeah. She knows that it's irrational, but she can't stop the fear.
I know that it's not going to hurt me. I mean, they can bite.
Not where we live.
For some reason, it's just always... You know what? I actually remember when I wasn't afraid of spiders. I used to be the spider killer in our house. And for some reason, overnight, I just I don't even know what happened. If it was like a spider scared me or something.
Maybe it was a psychological thing.
Yeah, just one night.
You're like, oh, they're scared. I probably should be scared too.
But I was always so proud that I could kill the spiders, and everyone would be like, yay, Bee, you killed the spiders for us because they were terrifying us. And then one day I just became the one that was terrified, and then everyone else had to be brave.
Except she was extra terrified. We were just like, ooh, that's gross. I don't want to deal with that.
I think it's just gotten worse over the years. I feel like it wasn't bad at the beginning, but now, and I don't know what to do about it. My dad is constantly telling me, they're not going to hurt you. Go out. If there's a spider, just take stick and move it away. And I've gotten better at dealing with spiders, but especially if they're in my bedroom or something at night.
Oh my goodness.
Should I tell the story?
Yeah.
So a few nights ago, I was in my bedroom and I have this see-through, it's kind of like a knit curtain behind my bed. And so through this curtain, I could see there's a huge spider just sitting on the wall.
Are you sure it was huge?
Yeah, it actually was. It was like that big. So the center of my palm. I don't know how to describe the size.
A quarter?
No, bigger than a quarter. It was a pretty big spider.
Okay.
Not one of the biggest I've seen, but it was pretty big. And so I'm like, okay, should I kill it myself? What do I do? I even thought about okay, I can grab an object and kill it through the curtain.
Ew.
But yeah, luckily I called my dad and he was much smarter and actually moved the curtain and then killed it. Except when he tried to kill it with a tissue, it fell down beneath my bed frame, and I was literally like, no, okay, no, I'm not sleeping here tonight. I can't. And I was freaking out. And luckily, it climbed up again, and it killed it. And I thought, okay, that's the end of that. I can go to bed now. It's killed. There's nothing else in my room. I was getting ready for bed, and then I see another one. This one, at least, is small. It's a small spider in the corner. And I'm like, okay, I can kill this one. And I kill it, and I throw it in the toilet because I don't want it to come back alive to resurrect and kill me. Because, they do that. They do that.
Yeah, of course.
And so I'm like, okay, now it's dealt with. It's down the drain. There are no spiders in my bedroom. I am safe. It is fine. I'm slightly freaking out. And our parents have always been very supportive of us being afraid. And they're like,
well, they don't support us being afraid.
No, I mean, if we're afraid, they're like,
yeah,
come
be free, spiders.
If we're afraid, they're like, come to us and then we'll talk to you. And so I came to my mom and I was like, I'm terrified that there's more spiders in my room. And she told me the chances of there being another spider in your room are low. Just, it'll be okay. And if you find another one, you just search your room. And then if you find another one, come back and tell me. And if not, go to bed. And so I'm like, okay, yes. Very low chance that there's another spider. And so I go to my room and I start searching my room, just, scanning all the walls. And what do I see? Another spider. How is that possible?
I don't think even my mom was expecting that.
Yeah. We're all like, oh, what? And not gonna lie, I don't know. When I'm thinking back, I overreacted. But in the moment, I was absolutely
You woke me from
terrified.
my sleep. I'm like, what? What's that sound? Screaming, crying? What?
I was absolutely terrified because I had thought there's no chance that there's another spider. That's what I was telling myself so that I'd be calm, so that I would be able to go to bed.
It was late at night.
And I was telling myself, there's no more spiders. There's nothing to fear. And when that was when that was no longer a thing, when I was like, oh, there is another spider. Okay, so now that there's definitely a chance that there's hundreds of other spiders in my room because physics don't apply. Wait, physics? Statistics don't apply. And that's why I started freaking out more. And this one was like, it wasn't too bad again. It was like in between the size of the other two, but it was fast moving. And my mom came and she killed it, and then she helped me search my room again. And I'm not going to lie, it took me 20 minutes of talking to myself to get myself to calm down enough to go to sleep. So I feel like it's definitely not just a fear. It is a phobia.
I have this memory of just waking up and hearing you hysterically say, there's another one. I feel bad for laughing. But
I mean, yeah, looking back, it seems ridiculous, but in the moment, and I'm just, oh my gosh, it was so terrifying. It's like, there's no chance that, okay, there's another. So that means that the world is a lie. The world is a lie. Spiders can multiply.
Yeah. They have hundreds of babies in a little teeny tiny egg sac.
Rosie, don't even say that.
Okay.
Don't talk to me.
Never mind.
I don't want to think about it.
I didn't say anything.
So I feel like now that we've talked about my phobia of spiders.
Slight phobia.
Yeah, not super bad, but phobia. But I feel like we need to talk about yours now.
Mine makes a little bit more sense than yours.
No, in my mind, mine makes more sense than yours. So it's just, I think it's a sense of view.
True, but like spiders, they're not likely to hurt you. Of all the thousands of different types of spiders, there's only like a few that are venomous, poisonous, that would actually hurt you. And most of them around here are too small to even bite you. So I'm afraid of bees.
And what do bees do?
They sting and they hurt, but that's what all of them are capable of. Okay.
And they may sting you. They have the opportunity or sting and bite.
Okay, I have to clarify.
But they don't have to.
I have to clarify. Mostly I'm afraid of hornets and wasps and yellow jackets, which I count in the B category because they're yellow and black and can sting and bite. So honeybees and bumblebees, they're a lot more chill around me. I feel like if I was like surrounded by them, not like a bunch, but I feel like I'd be semi-okay. I'd be like, okay, they're least likely to hurt me. Also, I heard the bigger the bumblebee, the less likely to hurt me they are. But wasps and yellow jackets and hornets, they have a mind of their own. They are angry, and for no reason whatsoever, they'll come up to you and bite or sting you.
I don't think
they don't die if they
no
sting
reason.
You.
I don't think that's...
Yeah.
Whatever, we'll beep it.
My cousin was just sitting there minding her own business, just eating her food, and what, a yellow jacket?
I don't remember what
I don't
it was.
know. I think it was a yellow jacket.
I think it
comes up to her and bites her for
on the
no
face.
reason.
And honestly, she wasn't even crying. It's
probably because she's been bitten stung for like
she's young too.
It's kind of weird. Like they're really attracted to her for some reason. I remember one time going to the zoo and they were just like all over her. They were biting her and I felt so bad because her tear-streaked face and she was just a baby. Felt really bad about that, but that did not help my case. We were all eating and they, yellow jackets, they love food. They love meat. And I'm just like totally freaking out because they're swarming the food. And so I kind of started freaking out and I had to go eat in the car.
And I totally understand because I'm not afraid of them, and I felt like I could eat out there and be okay.
I was like, I finally understand what you are feeling. And my cousin, she's so sweet. She came to check on me, my other one,
and cousin,
but she was confused. She's like, "Why are you crying? It's just bees. They won't hurt you." And I'm like, you know how you are afraid of the dark, and how you're afraid of something so much that you would cry because it's so scary. That's how I feel right now. It's irrational.
It's really a matter of perspective. Some people would be like, why would that be scary? Why are you crying because
it's funny
of this one thing? But it's really, and I think we're going to go through some really weird phobias today, but I think we need to keep that in mind that like people they don't choose to have these phobias, it's just...
I think it's something you just build up in your head.
Mm-hmm.
Like I definitely built it up.
I don't know how to unbuild it. I don't know how to break it down. I don't know how to not be afraid of spiders.
I'm not going to go out in my garden and let myself be surrounded by bees. That's not...
I think there's no way to just never be afraid of spiders anymore, or like a certain fear. You have to slowly get over it.
Yeah,
it takes time.
You just have to build up the courage. You could just be like, oh, there's this one bee out here. It's okay. He won't hurt me. Just shoo him away. You're surrounded by people, who would take care of you if you were stung or bit, and it won't hurt that bad. There's people here who would help get rid of the spiders if you need them to, but you can do it.
Mm-hmm. I can kill small ones, but it's like, it's just a matter of perspective. So, what should we do first? Because I have a couple things here. I have
the weirdest fears.
Okay, weirdest fears.
No, let's do the most common. Let's do the most common.
Oh, most common.
That'll be a good place to start out, actually. I feel like arachnophobia is definitely one of the more common ones. And I feel like not phobia bees, but people definitely fear them, just not as much as I do right now at the moment.
Okay, so this is from Very Well Mind. Again, I feel like I don't want to just like steal people's stuff when we're directly reading from it. So I'm just going to say that.
Mm-hmm.
Arachnophobia is at the top. An intense fear of spiders and other arachnids.
It would make sense if you're in Australia.
Isn't that just spiders? Yeah. So why does it say spiders and other arachnids?
Oh.
Whatever.
I don't know.
Ophidiophobia. An intense fear of snakes.
Yeah, that one actually makes sense. It depends on where you live. We don't have a lot of snakes up here. They're mostly gardener snakes and they don't do anything. But my friend lives in Texas where she actually has like rattlesnakes and stuff like that.
And those are unpredictable and dangerous.
It's so funny though, because she's like not afraid of anything. She's such a chill person, but the one thing that she cannot stand are snakes.
I didn't even know that actually.
I just found it out. Let's see.
Aerophobia. Oh wait, no, that's a different one. Sorry. Yeah, we'll come back to it. Aerophobia is the fourth most one on this list. And intense fear of flying.
That would make sense.
And then acrophobia is the third one. I just skipped over it. But it's an intense fear of heights.
Yeah, so those two go together.
I was thinking flying. Why is anyone flying?
And then I was like, thinking airplanes. Like literal flying. Yeah, airplanes make some sense because it can be scary, especially when you go through like turbulence or something. But I've actually seen videos of like they show like visually how you are when you're flying. Like when you're in turbulence, you're kind of like stuck in this air pocket, or you're moving up and down, side to side, but you're not going anywhere. You're not just gonna randomly fall out of the sky. And the chances of you getting in a plane accident are so much fewer than getting in a car accident. You're more likely to get in a car accident. Sorry.
I think it's very interesting. I didn't even know that. Well, I mean, the car accident part, I didn't know. Yeah, intense fear of heights. That's a common one. I am afraid of heights slightly.
Me too.
I can face my fear and stuff,
but I like to. I don't know why. I get kind of a thrill out of heights, and I'll like shove my fear down and just look at the beautiful view, and just like take it in and love it. And I love roller coasters. Like that doesn't, because I like the thrill of.
Okay, I don't like roller coasters. It's not my fear of heights that's making me scared of the roller coasters. It's just I don't really like to go upside down, you know.
Like one time
I don't see why it'd be fun to do that.
Yeah. One time we went to Hoover Dam in Nevada. Yeah, I think it was Nevada. And you and Dad, you could not stay on that bridge for very long. You're like, okay, I've seen enough. I'm gonna go. It was very hot. But me and my mom, I felt like kind of dizzy looking down. I'm like, whoa, this is really trippy.
Yeah, all the cars were below us. I was like, what if I throw a rock and it hits a car? I was actually thinking about doing that. I didn't do it.
I just wanted to like throw it over the side and just see how far it goes and how far I could see it go. Like it was so trippy. But I was afraid of falling, but at the same time, I was like, this is really cool. I have a railing in the way. I am good.
Our dad is very afraid of it's heights.
He's more afraid than us.
It's also driving over bridges.
Oh, he hates it. Like he has like a relaxed hands on the wheel. Sometimes he'll do one-handed.
And like hold the what is
but
it?
He'll like grip the steering wheel. His palms will be sweaty, and he'll just be like,
when we're
intense
on the bridge.
Focus.
And he doesn't say anything or anything. You just happen, if you're on a bridge, you just happen to look over. That's what you'll see. You'll see him inwardly afraid, and then just cool on the outside.
He'll like get on the roof and do stuff, like demoss or clean the gutter. But he'll get on the roof. He'll be scared, but he'll still do it. But which is kind of crazy to me because he's even more afraid than we are.
Yeah, it's crazy how you can have even a bigger fear than someone who's reacting to a fear, and like just be brave enough.
Maybe we should learn something from him.
He tells me you have to face your fear, and I'm like, I can't do that. Cynophobia, an intense fear of dogs. This one I have heard before. I didn't know that this was so.
Especially if you have like a traumatic moment in your childhood. Not all dogs are mean, but there definitely are. I work with dogs, and it's rare, but there are dogs that have been super, super bad. And I was bit by a dog when I was like 1 or 2. I don't know.
I feel like that one, an intense fear of dogs, you have to have like been bit or something, been scared,
and you have to remember it.
and then remembered that. Because I feel like you're not just like, you don't just have a whole bunch of dogs around you and then suddenly be afraid unless they like do something to make you afraid.
You never know. It's kind of a mystery how fears develop.
Astrophobia, an intense fear of thunder and lightning.
Okay, lightning I understand. Thunder, it comes with lightning, so that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean those would be scary if you're like,
especially depending on where you live. Like our cousins live in Montana, so if a thunderstorm comes in, a serious one, then if they go outside, they're very likely hit by lightning. Like they almost got hit the other day. Their dad had to like shove them to the ground so they wouldn't get hit. It depends on where you live and if you've been hit by lightning, which is
if you're hit by lightning, then you may just die.
You may.
Can you survive that?
Yeah, there's someone who got hit by lightning like was it 8 times in their life, 10 times in their life, and they survived until the last one.
Oh,
the last time. But they were an old person. It's fine.
But yeah, that makes it fine. But did they have a fear of lightning is the question, because
I don't know.
Imagine if they'd been hit that many times and we're just okay and we're like, no, I'm not afraid of lightning. I'll go out in the storm. It's fine. Yeah, no chance I'll be hit again.
Well, we can't ask them now, but
R.I.P.
Oh my gosh.
An intense fear of injections. Trypanophobia.
Yeah. I don't have an intense fear. Our dad has not an intense fear, but he definitely has a bigger fear than we do.
Not injections, it's more needles.
True. Injections, though, are worse than, like, shots, way worse than getting your blood drawn. It hurts worse, except for the fact that it's faster. It's just like a few seconds, but the pain kind of lingers more. It depends on where you go. I don't know. One time I got, they literally stabbed me with the shot, which was not fun.
Oh my goodness. Oh yeah, can we just talk about for a moment, in movies, why do they always stab the needle?
Just do it gently. Are you in that much of a time crunch? Well, sometimes they are, but seriously.
Okay, if it's an EpiPen or something, you have to stab it, right? That's okay. You do that. If doing an injection, a shot, it's like, here's your injection to become Wolverine, and they stab you.
And they didn't actually stab him in the movie. They
they didn't.
They gently inserted it.
Oh well, in
Marvel up here changing the game.
Yeah, thank you. What did we watch the other day? Oh yeah, it was a different. It was it wasn't Wolverine, but it was a different thing, and he had to put an injection into his foot.
Oh, X-Men.
Yeah, X-Men.
Right.
And then we were all shouting at the TV, "Don't stab it! Don't stab it!" And then he didn't stab it. We're like, "Oh,
thank you."
Because we're just expecting them to stab the needle in like they always do in the movies.
Some people do that in real life, that sucks.
They watch too many movies.
Yeah, my dad definitely has a fear of needles. He's literally passed out before because they couldn't get the IV in right, and he passed out.
I feel I think you've told me this before too, that all of the the bigger guys are always afraid of
the person who drew my blood. She told me, she's like, yeah, it's usually the big guys who aren't afraid, but will pass out. No, they are afraid, but they'll. I don't know how to explain.
Inwardly afraid.
And then I did a 4-year-old the other day who had cancer, and I drew her blood, and she didn't cry.
Wait, you did?
No, that's what she told me.
Oh, I was like, excuse me, when did this happen?
I was crying, and she's like, come on, if a 4-year-old can do it, you could do it. You got this. And I'm like, okay.
That annoys me when people say that. When they say younger person did.
She meant it in a nice way. She meant it
they always, most of the time, they mean it in a nice way. They're like, trying to encourage. They're like, it's this young person can do it, you can do it too. But then sometimes that's one of my pet peeves. If we ever talk about pet peeves on this podcast, that's going to be one of them, if I remember. But when people say, my daughter, my 2-year-old can do this.
And you can't.
Yeah, and it's like, you can do it because my 2-year-old can. That doesn't mean I can do it. I'm a different person.
I can't just a lot.
Yeah, she does. Actually.
If my 5 children can handle the bees, so can you.
And not to say that makes you a bad person. Obviously, she's just trying to help. It's just something that like gets on my nerves because I'm a very different person from your 5 children who are used to that kind of thing.
Who are literal farm kids. They live on a farm and deal with it all the time.
One of the things I can't do, which is it's kind of getting off topic, but I can't take pills. And I think it's because like I have like a strong gag reflex.
Yeah.
And so
I think I might too, because I had an egg today and I gagged.
Well, yeah, but you can take medication. I have to take liquid stuff. And people are always like, do you want some Tylenol? I'm like, no, I just gotta bear the pain because I can't do that. I've tried many times to take pills. And for some reason, it's always just like,
we also have to find the right way. Like my parents will just pop the pills in their mouth and then drink water, but I drink water first and then drop the pills so they sink to the back of my throat and then swallow.
By the way, I just realized it sounds like I just said that randomly, completely randomly. There was a point to this. I was saying that's one of the things that people have always told me, these young people, all these people can do it. So can you. And I'm like, that it doesn't work that way. I can't swallow pills.
I think we all think you could if you put your mind to it, but
I want to. I want to swallow medication. Oh, that sounds weird. I want to swallow pills. I'm trying. I just can't.
Okay. Moving on.
Wow, you don't trust me. I can hear it. I can hear it in your voice.
No? What?
You're like, okay, sure.
I'm just saying you set your mind to this, so.
Okay, come on. Why do all these have aerophobia, cynophobia, and then there's social phobia? Like that's 2 words. Why is it? It's just literally. I get. Can you guess what this phobia is? Social phobia.
Is it fear of giraffes?
Oh my gosh! How did you know? It's an intense fear of social interactions.
This. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's all I have to say. I mean, honestly, I don't know how that's not number 1 on the list because I feel like everyone has most introverts have a fear. Well, at least a fear, maybe not a phobia to that level, but there's plenty of people that have fears of social interactions.
Especially after COVID when we were all inside and I don't know what happened, but I developed like a huge anxiety of social interactions. Like going into the school cafeteria, I was shaking and like so nervous. I was skittish like a dog, but eyes were down. I was like skirting the walls. I was like so afraid of like this group of people.
And I feel like I have a different kind of social phobia because if I'm not directly having to talk to anyone, if I'm like, you know what, I'm probably never even going to see them again, or I won't recognize them, they won't recognize me. It's fine. I can walk through halls that are crowded. I can talk to teachers. I can actually talk to teachers. That's,
I feel like talking to teachers is easier.
Yeah, maybe. But then it's like when there's kids my age in my class or something, and I have to tell them something, and I've gotten better. But it's like, or the thought that this person could be my friend. And I'm like, hey, and then I'm just completely afraid.
Yeah. I've definitely come a long way since the skittish girl after COVID. Like this last year, especially with the help of my friend, because she'd walk with me during lunchtime through the cafeterias, like we hung out a bunch. And so that made me less afraid. I'm still nervous going into big group settings, especially with teenagers. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Teenagers, like people the same age as you.
I was more scared going into like a classroom in high school than in college. I was doing Running Start college classes, and with adults, literal adults. Some of them were like twice my age, and I was a lot better going into classes with them. They just seemed more friendly and open. I think that's probably it. And also teenagers are just so judgmental.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is.
Agoraphobia, an intense fear of places that are difficult to escape, sometimes involving a fear of crowded or open spaces.
Okay. If you're in like a concert or something and you start like having a panic attack and like there's so many people around me, I feel pressed in. I can't breathe.
Why a concert?
I don't know. It was an example. It's a very crowded place.
I do get this sometimes.
Isn't that the fear of small space?
It has to be. It has to be like a lot of people pressed in tight for me to get that afraid, though. Like I was saying, in school hallways and stuff, when there's lots of kids, I'm okay because I have lots of space to walk around. It's fine. I'm going to my location.
Yeah.
And when it's like if a place where I have to literally hold the arm of the people next, not strangers, the family members, so that I don't get lost in the crowd. That's what makes me afraid. Mysophobia is the last one.
What's mysophobia?
An intense fear of germs, dirt, and other. Oh, I thought this said condiments. Containments.
Okay.
Is this I didn't know it was called that.
This one reminds me of Monk. Actually, most of them did.
Okay, this is another thing we're going to touch on later. Monk, by the way, is like this TV show of his. It's called Monk because that's his last name. He's not actually a monk, but his
name's Adrian Monk, and he's a detective in San Francisco.
Super great detective.
I think it was the 80s or 90s. I can't. No, I think.
And this is a made up person, but it is. I mean, he has like. I actually read this on a website earlier. It said he claimed to have a different number in like different episodes. Wait, hold on. Let me go to it.
Number?
Like, that's not it.
What does that mean? What do you mean?
Hold on. Let me go. So on Monk Wiki, it says he claims to have 312 phobias in one episode, and then another one he claims to have like 300. And then in another one, it's saying.
Does it start going down?
No, it actually goes up a couple times. It's all around.
Well, he keeps finding out new phobias. He goes through life. He's very scared.
I mean,
he has someone to take care of him because he can barely take care of himself. He's this like great detective. Like he can solve cases. He notices things that people don't.
Wait, I'm gonna
read and through stuff.
I'm gonna read through because some of these are ridiculous and some of them are like, okay,
He has pretty much any fear. I wonder if he has fear of toilets.
Probably not.
Thing. Maybe.
Number one, his number one fear of germs.
Yeah, he goes around, and it's nice to see through the show. He like progresses and he gets better and learns to overcome them and stuff. Like episode 1, he is wiping down everything. He won't, shake hands with anyone. And whereas like the last episode, he can shake hands. He just has to, wipe his hands on his pants later or wash his hands later. So it got better. But, and then second one, it says fear of needles. Yep.
Yeah. Fear of dentists.
Yep. He does mention that one. I remember that.
Dentists lots of people I feel are afraid of dentists and then they get over it. It's more like as a kid, I feel you're afraid.
Maybe it's what's done at the dentist, like getting a cavity filled.
That's scary.
Ugh.
Fear of milk.
Fear of milk.
If you're afraid of milk, and listening to this podcast, no offense to you,
but how?
What? Fear? Okay.
Explain to us.
Fear of death. That one makes sense. Like, I feel like Lots of people would be afraid of that.
It depends on your religion and what you believe too, but
fear of snakes. We went over this. Yeah. Okay. Fear of lightning. Yes. Okay. Fear of mushrooms.
That one might be valid. There are some poisonous mushrooms.
But why would you eat them? You're not eating the mushrooms. Why are you afraid of them? Fear of heights.
Yeah, that's also another big one. He literally went one step up on a ladder.
And was afraid? Yeah.
Yeah.
Fear of crowds. Yes, we just went over this too. Fear of elevators. Do we don't have anything to say on that? What?
No.
I mean, yeah. Okay.
Fear of elevators. That one's scary. Kind of valid. They can.
They can stick. It can be scary.
Yeah.
Fear of aardvarks.
What did they ever do to him?
Okay, now we're going into the alphabetical section. So these are some of the fears that he has, but not his greatest. Fear of aardvarks, fear of airplanes, yeah. Fear of ants, fear of babies. Kind of valid.
I had a bad dream about ants once. Like they were crawling up my wall and they were everywhere. Fear of babies.
Fear of balls of yarn. Fear of a bed cover. Wait, hold on. Okay, so it says fear of bees, and then underneath it says fear of bees in a blenders. Why are there bees in blenders? Why would there be a bee in a blender? That's what it says right there. Fear of bees in blenders.
What? Maybe he mentions this in an episode, but that's...
Fear of blankets. Fear of bridges, boats, bullies, buses, cannibals.
You know, people can actually get strangled in their bed sheets.
Okay. What? Oh,
how like 12 people you're talking about?
What? Okay, you are unlocking some new fears for people.
Okay, one time when I was younger, I don't know who told me. I don't know if it was a friend or mom or dad, but they told me that someone slept underneath their blankets, and because they couldn't breathe, they died because they fell asleep under the blankets. And that just like unlocked a whole new fear in me, and I was so afraid. I like started, if I was under the blankets for too long, I could only be under for like a couple minutes, and I started hyperventilating, which I think was valid because there was no air down there.
I think you can definitely not. It's like, where are you? Do you have an air pocket, or are you just completely putting the blanket over your mouth?
I still hate going under blankets, and I'm afraid of having like pillows or blankets on my face.
I can understand that. I just don't like it,
especially
when
if I'm with like face. Kids or something, even you. In the past, you put like a pillow or blanket over my face, and you like, I don't know.
Okay, I'll make sure not to do that anymore.
And I was like, I'm suffocating.
I'll make sure not to do that anymore. Don't worry.
In the past. You haven't done that in a while.
Okay. Fear of chalk. Fear of chia pets.
I don't know what to say for a bunch of these. I'm just like, listen.
Fear of crooked paintings. Fear of decaffeinated coffee.
Well, that's okay.
Fear of egg whites. Fear of dryer lint. Yeah, some of these are just ridiculous, but
some of them.
Okay, there's a lot on this list. I'm only reading the ones that stick out to me.
We're not going to be able to go through all 300 and something.
Well, there's not 300. There's like, I forgot how much they said is listed here, but
it's still a lot. Much. Let's move on to the unusual ones.
Fear of Tarzan.
Real. Let's move on to the real.
Fear of the wind. How can you be afraid of wind when it's always there? Like, it's like fear of the sky. So now, the last thing I have here is the most uncommon. Do we have any more stories about fears?
No.
Instances with fears. Fear of people crawling out of TVs. That's real.
You haven't even seen that horror movie.
No, I'm not actually afraid of that. I'm not actually... Oh, do you remember when, like, I remember being... I don't know if this was just me, but when I was little, I was, like, afraid of when they're... Stop squeaking on me.
Sorry.
Chairs are very squeaky, both of them. Sorry if you can hear this. when we were little and like sleeping downstairs and stuff, I would be afraid of like all the little buttons that were glowing.
No, the little red light on the TV.
Red light on the TV, lights on the printer.
I turn off the light and book it upstairs.
Yeah, and it's not even maybe it was just the dark, but something about those lights.
I felt like something was going to crawl out the TV.
It was just freaky. It was like, it's not just dark. Like, why is there glowing?
And it's so silent down here. I don't like it.
Mm-hmm. And TV static. We've never really had TV static, but I think that was always a lingering fear as a kid. Like
I was afraid like the TV would randomly turn on and do TV static while it was like dark.
That's scary.
We've never even seen horror movies before. Like we don't watch horror movies.
We've watched a couple before. We just don't know what we don't go about watching them all the time.
What horror movie have you seen?
Well, I know we've seen some. We haven't just avoided.
They're not
all
actually horror. We've seen some maybe thrillers, but they're not the same thing.
We saw The Fifth Wave.
That's not a horror movie.
Close enough. Action. They almost die. Okay, so here are some uncommon phobias that you probably never knew existed from Good Housekeeping.
Oh, I was going to talk about my fear of clowns.
Okay.
That was more of when I was younger. I just remember being at my friend's birthday party.
Yeah.
And everyone was loving the clowns, and I was like, no.
I didn't really like the clowns, but I remember thinking, why is she afraid? They're just people.
I did not like him at all. And then when they finally got me to go up to him, and he started talking to me because I joined the group, and I'm like, I still don't like this.
Mm-hmm.
I think he could audibly see. He could definitely see that I did not like him, and so he just kind of left me alone. Or he tried to get me to like him, and I'm like, no.
Yeah. Okay, so uncommon phobias you probably never knew existed. Okay. Number 1, cyberphobia. Guess.
Fear of the internet?
Yep. Fear of computers or technology.
Well, yeah, that one can be kind of valid. I mean, fear of what?
Oh, wait, should we play the guess what it is game?
Ooh, yeah.
Lachanophobia. CH. So, lachanophobia.
Fear of door handles.
No.
Oh, what is it?
It's fear of vegetables. Trypophobia.
Oh, that's fear of holes. I know that one.
Mm-hmm. Fear of images with patterns of holes or bumps. Pedophobia.
I don't know. What is
fear of children? I have that fear.
Oh, look, a child.
Oh, we shouldn't be making fun of people, but
I'm sorry.
Yeah, like these are not very common, so probably no one has these fears.
Not no one.
Well, no one that's
obviously
listening.
Exists. But...
Emetophobia is a
fear of light.
It's a fear of throwing up.
Oh.
Gamophobia. It's not what it sounds like.
What does it sound like?
It sounds like game.
Fear of light?
Gamo, I don't know. It's a fear of marriage.
Marriage? What? Oh, I get it. Some people are afraid of being like tied down or something.
Mm-hmm. Podophobia.
Fear of feet?
How did you know? Yeah, fear of feet.
I don't know. I just was guessing.
Somnophobia.
Fear of sleep?
How did you know? How are you getting these?
Root words.
Lutrophobia.
Fear of wolves?
Close.
Fear of dogs?
No.
Fear of...
It's not in the dog family. It's a sea creature.
Oh.
Well, not really. It's a fear of otters.
Oh.
Is that a sea creature? Take one swig of olive oil at night.
What?
There's an ad.
Fear of olive oil.
Cheerophobia.
Fear of Cheerios.
Fear of hands.
Oh.
I hate to break it to you, but if you have this fear, I wouldn't really open your eyes because you just might see something that you're afraid of. 11. Globophobia.
Fear of Earth?
No, it's fear of balloons.
Oh.
Wait. Believe it or not, Oprah Winfrey has this phobia.
Fear of balloons.
That's what it says.
Yeah, I can kind of get it, like popping, probably.
Genophobia.
That sounds so familiar. I swear.
Genu? Genu. Phobia. Fear of knees.
Never mind, I haven't heard that one.
Oh my gosh.
Fear of knees?
Hippopotomonstrossesquipedaliopophobia.
Is that fear of hippos?
No.
It starts with hippo. Fear of long words?
Yeah. Okay. Who is making up these names?
Why did they make a really long word for the fear of long words? What
was that guy's name that did a skit thing about that? Jack Daniel? Is that right? No, that's
Daniel?
the person.
His name's Daniel.
That's the person that wrote the song. Daniel Thrasher.
Oh yeah.
Thrasher. Whatever.
I don't know.
That guy made a skit about what's the diagnosis? You have fear of long words. Or you have hippopotamus, the long thing. And the person's like,
and then
it's okay. We'll send you to the doctor of. Yeah. Anyway, look that up if you haven't seen it because it's really funny.
Daniel Thrasher.
Ablutophobia. I really hope nobody has this.
Fear of being clean.
Yeah.
I looked over your shoulder. Well, some people are afraid of not being clean, so why wouldn't there some people be afraid of being clean?
That would be really gross. Yeah, Queen Elizabeth never took a bath.
Nobody took a bath in those days.
It's just disgusting, though.
I know, right?
May stem from an accident involving water.
Well, yeah.
Oh my gosh. This is a very valid one. Pupophobia.
It sounds like puppy, but you can't be afraid of puppies. Valid one? Fear of being stalked?
No, fear of puppets.
Oh, puppets. I don't know where I got the being stalked from.
Is that like dolls? Because I literally have
dolls, puppets. I
have 5 dolls in my closet, and whenever I open the door, they're just staring at me.
Should be
Russian dolls, or no, not well. Where are they from?
I don't know.
Well, Romanian.
One of them
dolls.
Is Russian. Yeah.
From lots of different places, and they're really cool. It's just kind of creepy. And then there's two. There's like a Pinocchio hanging in our living room.
Oh yeah,
that's freaky. And then a doll right next to him on the shelf. That's freaky. Just looking down at the couch.
I don't remember when.
Why do we have that?
Remember when Mom got her 2 big nutcrackers out and she put for some reason she put it behind the couch.
There was no room on any shelf for them because all the shelves are
their head. Short. You could just see their heads peeking over. It was so funny. And B likes to put my baby Yoda. I don't know why I have it. I just do. She hung it up. It's more like a doll than
it's like a little.
It's harder material,
a hard stuffed animal,
and she put it in the closet,
right across from the door, so that anytime she walked in, she'd just be jump scared by Baby Yoda.
But I never even looked at it.
And honestly, it scared me more times than it scared her.
It didn't scare me at all.
Every time I go in, I'm like, oh my gosh.
I'm like, oh hi, Baby Yoda.
It's just you open it, you don't expect to see 2 eyes staring at you.
Well, I got used to it. It just hung in there.
Turophobia.
Fear of tornadoes.
Cheese. Ephibophobia.
Say it again.
Ephibophobia.
Fear of feathers.
No, teens.
Teens?
Yeah.
Like teenagers?
Youth.
Fear of youth. Well,
Oh, this
That's
one,
probably valid.
this one,
Youth are very judgmental.
these days, this one is very, I feel like lots of people, like younger people, the younger generation has this. Nomophobia.
Fear of gnomes?
No,
What is it?
fear of being without a phone,
Oh,
like a cell phone addiction.
Yeah. I'm not afraid to be without my phone. I feel a little weird because it's like, I feel like, I feel a little stressed because I feel like I need it there. I feel like I'll need to call someone in an emergency, and I'll be like, "What if I have an emergency?" I'm like, "That's
if there's an emergency,
happen,
you're just gonna have to scream. Hope someone listens, I guess, unless you're in the middle of the woods."
So yeah, phones aren't the best thing, but they are useful.
Very useful, but also very addicting.
My uncle literally told me, he's like, phones are like the worst thing to be invented. I'm like, but what you want to contact someone
it's like
overseas?
It's a really
like far
great.
away.
It's a really great invention.
Want to see
it's
their
just,
face.
I think there's kids these days especially are too addicted,
especially
because they're just grown up.
They're
with
getting
electronics
younger
everywhere.
and younger. Like I didn't get a phone till 7th grade, and I shared that with B. And
yeah, we shared a phone, and our parents told us you're not going to get a phone until you're 18. And look at this now. If you tell someone that, it's like, wait, really? You're not in 8? Because 13. Usually people get it like, I mean, I even remember when we went 13. To school and all those little kids on the bus would be having 14. Phones. Like kindergartners have phones.
It's and they normal. Have the huge, giant ones. They look so big in their small little hands.
Yeah, and just thinking back to like 20 years ago.
Not telling you how to parent at all, but like this is just our opinions. But like
it's just the norm now.
I don't think kids should be on phones. They should be out playing.
Well,
they should be creative.
I think it's good for kids to have phones, but I also like to communicate and everything.
Yeah.
I know
is valid.
I love the aspect of always being able to take a picture, being able to check the weather, all those things. Of course, it comes with like all the games. So that's why I think it's also important to limit and obviously I'm not a parent. I don't have children. My opinion will probably change by the time I'm a parent.
I'm honestly so glad I didn't get social media though until I was 18, because that would have really messed with my head, especially when I was feeling insecure as a 14-year-old. That would have really messed with my head.
Arachibutyrophobia. Don't ask me to say that again.
I don't know.
Fear of
beans. I don't know.
Peanut butter sticking to the roof of the mouth.
That's also my worst fear. No.
Wait, what?
I'm kidding.
The people that have this aren't afraid of the creamy deliciousness that is peanut butter. They're specifically afraid of it getting stuck to the roof of their mouth. What's wrong with that?
Why? I mean, I don't like the feeling, I guess.
Maybe because they're afraid it'll stay there forever. I don't know. So fears are kind of irrational.
People who have that fear have never had the herpes plants before.
Electrophobia.
Fear of legs.
No, chickens. Obviously.
Gee. Obviously, right. Obviously, chickens.
Whether someone's fear of chickens stems from traumatic incidents or even a dream about a chicken attack, being afraid of this bird isn't a fun phobia to have. That's what it says.
Yeah, that's valid. Especially because there's chickens.
I mean, what phobia is fun to have? Oh my gosh. This is so funny. Pentherophobia.
Fear of pens?
No.
What?
It's fear of mother-in-laws. That's funny.
That's a good one. That can be valid sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, if you have a mother-in-law that's or just afraid to meet the mother-in-law to disappoint her or something, and that could make,
or it's
rude. Valid.
Yeah.
It's just also a little funny, not gonna lie.
It took my grandma a while to warm up to my mom. I wonder if my mom was not afraid. Maybe she was afraid.
Okay, I'm gonna kind of skip because there are a lot of these, so I'm just gonna. Oh yeah. Decidophobia. This one is what it sounds like.
Say it again.
Decidophobia.
Fear of desks.
Decide.
Decide.
Fear of making decisions.
Oh. Yeah, I feel like that all the time.
Oh my gosh.
I hate making decisions. I'm so indecisive. Do I have ice cream or a cookie? Do I wear this outfit or this outfit? The other day, it took me like 20 minutes to figure out what I was going to wear, which is ridiculous amount of time.
But that's not a phobia. That's just indecision.
Yeah, you're right.
You're not like afraid of it.
No, but I hate it.
You want to hear this next one? Bogophobia.
Say it again?
Bogophobia. I think I'm saying. By the way, I'm probably saying a lot of these wrong. So just
fear of
the boogeyman.
Oh, the boogeyman.
Yeah.
I only know the boogeyman from VeggieTales. And I didn't even know who the boogeyman was. I still don't know what the boogeyman is.
It's like the thing you find under your bed. I don't know. That's what it says here. Who doesn't still get the urge to check under the bed from time to time?
Oh, God is bigger than the boogeyman. He's watching over you.
Okay, this is a creepy picture of a doll. This is pedophobia, the fear of dolls. So that kind of goes with puppets, the one we were talking about.
Some people, I feel like dolls, you either love them or hate them.
Oh my gosh, remember that Doctor Who episode with the dolls that came to life?
Oh, yeah, that was so creepy.
We didn't watch Doctor Who as kids because, yeah, we didn't like creepy things. Still don't really like lots of creepy things.
I actually watched that doll episode with Anaya like a couple years ago.
I mean, I'm scarred from that. Like,
I know, and the Weeping
finally
Angels.
Over it, but
oh my goodness.
Luckily I didn't watch that one.
I was scared of Frozen as a kid, the ice monster. To be fair, I was scared of Minions 2, the part where they shoved the needle into the purple minions. I hated the purple minions. They gave me nightmares. So you can imagine when our cousins, who are about the same age as us, put on Doctor Who while we're over when we're 8 years old. And it's scarring.
I don't want to. I was for years,
and even
afraid.
The 5-year-old was watching it, and she was fine.
For years. I was afraid of dolls coming to life and eating me, like killing me in my sleep. It was terrifying.
I've never had dreams about dolls, but thankfully,
yeah, I mean, obviously I'm over that now. I have dolls in my closet and everything. And it's just, okay, kind of creepy when you open it and they're staring at you, but it's not, like, terrifying. But that was really scary as a kid. Like, why would our cousins are definitely the kind of cousins that are used to all the scary stuff and aren't as affected by it. But, like, I can't believe that their parents would let them watch that.
Yeah.
They weren't allowed to watch SpongeBob. They were allowed to watch Doctor Who.
Well, I think they also sneakily watched the things. But do you remember that one Lollyrock's episode where something evil goes into the teddy bear?
I don't.
You don't? And they're at a carnival.
Vaguely?
And then the teddy bear is given to a child. And then it turns evil. It like has red eyes and it like wakes up.
Oh, that's creepy. Sorry, we're talking about a show called Lollyrock, I think.
That's like
Lollyrock Star? Lollyrock? It's like a kid's show.
All right, moving on.
We should do a podcast about kids shows.
Yeah. Tell us, comment down below if you'd like that.
Comment whatever ideas you have, because we are welcome to ideas that you think you'd like to hear about, either stories that we have to say about these things, or like things on the internet that you just you won't bother researching.
We have a ton of ideas, but we could use more.
Yeah.
What are some of our ideas right now?
I don't want to spoil anything.
Yeah, but we could just give some ideas out and they could try and pick comment which one they would like to hear.
Okay, let me go to my list.
By the way,
not my
sorry.
List. Oh, that's also not my list.
Our music episode was pretty good, but we left out a bunch of stuff that we just totally forgot to mention, and we thought about it later, and we're like, oh, totally forgot
I think we should do a separate podcast just for musicals. talking about
musicals.
Yeah, like High School Musical, Zombies, all those.
Sound of Music. What about the older musicals?
Yeah, older musicals
Singing
too.
in the Rain. Yeah, I guess we could do that.
Wait, why did I spell this phobics? I didn't even spell phobias right. I'm gonna delete that one now that we've done it.
Just
pet stories, musicals.
Stories. Well, we don't have a lot of pet stories because we've only had 3 pets.
Oh, crazy jobs.
Crazy jobs. Right. That would be a good one.
Okay,
Superheroes.
Not anymore. That's just a few.
But superheroes would be a good one.
You don't get too much, guys.
May or may not be doing that next.
Yeah, if we talk about like Marvel and DC, just tell us whatever you think you want to hear from us. And we'll figure out how to say it.
What?
We'll figure out what topic to put it under, any questions or stories you want to hear. I don't know.
And when we get to enough subscribers, we're thinking on doing a Q&A, except for most of our subscribers are
people that know us.
Yeah.
At the moment.
Friends and family. So we'll see. Anywho.
Oh, I actually have one more thing to say, guys. I put a post on our YouTube channel that if you're watching this as it's coming out, it should still be up and you'll still have time to vote on the poll which of the photos, because I put 4 photos there, which one you think you'd like to see on like either a thumbnail or the picture that comes up when you're watching the podcast. Because right now it's the same picture over and over, like our profile, the thumbnail, and what you see. It's all the same picture. But we actually did this with, we made the pictures with
AI.
We're
not big fans of AI, but it is useful in some ways.
Yeah. So we had a few that we wanted to do, but we chose, inevitably chose the one that we have now. But if you'd like to see some other ones, only one person has voted last I checked. So make sure to vote on which one you like the best, and not this podcast, but the next one whatever one has the most, I will
put that picture up. On our topics? We could do a poll on what topics we're going to do next.
Tell us if you want that.
Yeah.
Yeah, just give us feedback. I mean, this is our 3rd one. We're just starting. Just getting started. Anyways, I think that's it.
Yeah. We'll see you later. Talk to you later. I don't know.
Bye, guys.
Bye.